Greetings and welcome to West Carter High School, and it is volleyball time here in the Bluegrass as we are getting things started off here for tonight's alumni game here between the old-timers. I guess you can say they're not very old. Volleyball has only been around for about 20 years here at West Carter, but they are getting ready to get out there, and so some of the former players are going to be taking on the current players that we have out there today. This is Jeff the Mantis Irwin, and this is a Mantis Sports Media presentation here of volleyball. And kind of an unusual day that we're going to be having here. We're going to be broadcasting here for a little bit, covering out as much of the game here as what we can. And then we're going to be traveling over across county because the EKC grid is going on tonight as well. And we're going to be covering that in addition to tonight's game. And so that's kind of where our plans are at here today. And so it should be a great day as, of course, West Carter with the new volleyball coach underneath their over top their team there, Taylor Dixon, a former Round County player, in addition to a former East Carter coach, coming over here to take the helm of the Lady Comets, taking over from Christy Tackett, who had a great tenure in her time period here at West Carter. Of course, if you go back into the history books and everything, as we said, it was, I think, right around 2001, if I'm not mistaken. I just need to double check my stats on, or my information there, but I believe it was right around 2001 when West Carter finally joined in the volleyball rankings and everything. Of course, Coach Beverly Barker was the first coach of the Lady Comets. And yes, I believe it was 2001 that West Carter played in their first inaugural season, just getting things started off. Of course, I only played, I believe, a couple games that year, or at least that's what they have on record. But Coach Barker was taking on a couple teams around county and East Carter that year. And ever since then, West Carter volleyball has been improving. They've had some up and down years and everything else going on, but they have definitely have been on the upward trend. Of course, this year going to definitely be interesting here for the Lady Comets as they, of course, lost a lot of seniors last year. And over the last 2 years, they've lost several really key players that they have been utilizing, but they're definitely going to be coming out and taking a hold of a new team. Like I said, only one senior on the team, and that is going to be number 1, Mackenzie Williams, out there taking in that position. A lot of times she would come in as defensive specialist or the libero, and so we've seen her a lot of time in the back row playing, but we're going to be definitely trying to see the leadership that she brings. But of course, we're going to have some great players that's going to be out there as well. Mallory Hicks coming in as a freshman. She was very dominant in the middle school rankings. Actually even played a little bit on the varsity squad last year. And so West Carter, she's got the height and the athleticism out there to get things done. And so that's kind of what West Carter is going to be looking at, kind of basing on definitely trying to keep the defense going as well as trying to get that offense rolling as well. Of course, taking a look here at some of the other players that are on the team. Of course, you've had some juniors. They've actually got several juniors in there. Abby Daniel coming in, going to be wearing number 9 this season. She's had some reps during the last season on the JV squad and a little bit on the varsity squad there as well. In addition to Tommy Shuddy, also a junior this year. Coming in, or excuse me, Abby Daniel was a junior, and then Tommy Shuddy's a junior. Lauren Knipp going to be taking a leadership role out there as well as a junior, in addition to number 45, Lily Stevens. And so they're going to, they do have several upperclassmen, but this is going to be a mainly young team coming in. Of course, they got Kyra Bush coming in as a junior as well. And then from there on, you got just a couple sophomores. Madison Buckler is going to be there, as well as Lily Barnett going to be coming in and trying to fill in some of the slots there. We'll kind of see how Coach Dixon lines up these players this season, as it's definitely going to be a good one out there this year. Then we've got our freshmen coming in. Holly Adams coming in as a freshman, Danica Barker in as a freshman, as well as Alea Patton, Rihanna Brown, and of course, we've already mentioned about Mallory Hicks out there as well. Of course, the one great thing about volleyball and their rosters and everything else is that they are very fluid, and that you could easily move up if need be on there as well. course, taking a look at this season as far as what the Lady Comets are going to be getting into. See if we can pull up the 2022 volleyball. That I don't want to give you last year's information, but this year, Lady Comets definitely got a tough schedule as well. They're going to be, of course, in the 62nd district with East Carter, Morgan County, and Elliott County. And of course, it seems like for the past several years, it's been East Carter and West Carter typically in the finals, but Morgan County's definitely had some improvements out there as well, and then Elliott County getting their program fired back up as well. Of course, the Lady Comets are going to get things started off on August 15th at Lewis County. And, of course, that first serve is going to be set for 6 o'clock then. And then their first home game is going to be here on the 18th as they're going to be taking on 62nd District opponent Elliott County at 7 o'clock. And then on the 20th, they're going to be in the 16th Region All-A Classic. And so we'll see how that lines up. No opponents just announced. Brackets hasn't been released yet, but we'll get that. And then they're going to be traveling down and have a 3-game away streak at Morgan County on the 23rd. Which is a district opponent, then Bath County on the 25th, and Fairview on the 29th. Before having a 3-game homestand here at the end of August, going into the 1st of September, they're going to be taking on Raceland on August 30th, Greenup County on September 1st, and then hosting Lewis County on September 6th for a 3-game homestand. And then they're going to be traveling to Boyd County, last year's 16th Region champions, and that's going to be on September 8th. And then September 13th, Morgan County, they're going to be hosting them for their second game with the Lady Cougars. And then September 15th, definitely going to be a big day all around, and that's going to be East Carter. So it's going to be one of the biggest challenges for the Lady Comets is going to be having that East Carter game there at the 15th, and then they're going to be traveling to Ashland Blazer on the 19th, and then hosting Bath County on the 20th, traveling to Greenup, Elliott, and Raceland next before coming back home on September 29th, in which they're going to be having East Carter. And then going into October, you're going to be having Fleming County here at home on the 10th. They're going to be traveling to Round County on the 11th, and then their last home game right now on the schedule is going to be Fairview home game on October 13th. And so that's kind of their lineup that they're going to be having here this season. Of course, taking a look at last year, as we said, West Carter, of course, losing a lot of material, but they're looking forward to getting things back on track and getting things rolling on this season. And so, like I said, last year, of course, kind of a little bit of an unusual year for us. Wasn't able to cover all the games and everything else with that. But last year, the Lady Comets went 12-10, of course, on a shortened COVID season as things got started a little bit later on last year, but ended up 12-10 on the season. They did become runner-up in the 62nd District. They defeated Morgan County in the opening round 3-0 and then lost to East Carter 3-1. And then they got probably the worst draw that they probably could, and that was Boyd County, the 16th Region champion in the first round, and that was at Greenup County. And, of course, that was a game we could not broadcast where it was with the National Federation of High School school that they had there. So definitely something that we had rolling on with that. And so we'll take a brief break as teams getting pulled together and everything else. And as we said, we're going to be here for just a little bit. And then we're going to travel across county as the EKC grid going on right now. East Carter and Boyd County right now on the gridiron at KCU. And we'll be over there covering out the West Carter versus Lawrence County at 8 o'clock or directly as soon as it is available. And so that's going to be something we're going to be taking a look at. But we'll take a brief break and be back here momentarily here on the Mantis Sports Media Network.
At James Do It Best Hardware, we are not just another hardware store. We are your hometown improvement partners, offering personalized service to help you get the job done right the first time. We are also your local steel dealer. At James Do It Best Hardware, our people make the difference.
I love James Do It Best Hardware store.
James Do It Best Hardware, 137 Scott Street in Olive Hill, Kentucky. We can dig it at Callahan Excavating. If you need drainage work, demolition work, mobile home lot preparation, pond cleaning, slip repairs, service line installation, parking lot, or driveway work, or help with many other projects, contact Callahan Excavating at 606-225-0570. Callahan Excavating are proud supporters of local high school sports.
If you're looking for the best pizza in Carter County, look no further than Tyler's Pizza. Voted best pizza in Carter County for 5 years in a row. Also, be sure to check out our daily lunch specials, wings, salads, subs, sandwiches, dinners, sides, desserts, and our world-famous Thai Zone. Tyler's Pizza, 120 Cross Street, Olive Hill, Kentucky. Phone number 606-286-4583. Tyler's Pizza is a proud supporter of local high school sports.
With winter around the corner, it's time to tame or to remove those trees that could damage your property and cost you thousands of dollars in repairs. Don't wait until it's too late. Call the tree experts at Orcutt's Tree Service and Stump Removal at 606-356-8850 to schedule your free estimate. Orcutt's Tree Service and Stump Removal in Olive Hill, Kentucky are proud sponsors of local high school sports.
As time goes by, don't forget to capture the moments that will create memories that will last a lifetime with Eastern Link Photography. No matter the occasion, we have you covered. If you need family portraits, engagement photos, prom pictures, senior photos, sports photos, baby pictures, and wedding photos, we are ready to work for you. You can find us online on Facebook or contact us at 606-286-0991 or at easternlinkphotography@yahoo.com to schedule a photo session. In the upcoming election, vote Eric Ross for Carter County Sheriff. Eric is an experienced police officer and a dedicated family man. With a 10-point plan, he will work to unite Carter County, increase community involvement, and improve the function and availability of the Sheriff's Department. With your support, we can make Carter County stronger together and a better place to live. Vote for Eric Ross for Carter County Sheriff. Paid for by candidate. And back here once again at West Carter High School as teams are warming up out there for their required time. Under a minute left to play here, but we're going to be having some alumni volleyball here with the West Carter Lady Comets going on. Of course, taking a look over at the EKC grid, we're just at the half over there with East Carter leading Boyd County 6-0. And so we'll be over there and we'll be covering the West Carter versus Lawrence County game there. Like I said, start time was set for 8 o'clock, but if you know anything about football, things never tend to go exactly as planned through there. And so that's one thing that we're definitely going to be taking a look at there today. Alrighty, so it looks like teams are set. We're going to have the alumni, which are actually in the white uniforms and everything, and they're going to be taking on the Lady Comets, which are going to be in the gray uniforms. So we're just going to call the alumni the alum, and then West Carter will be West out there as well. And so that's what we're going to be taking a look at here this afternoon. Of course, no numbers on the jerseys here. We'll try to identify as many players as what we can. But we will bring you as much coverage as what we can here this afternoon before heading across county to get into some of the football time and everything else as well. Of course, we do have our stars available. If you'd like to contribute to that, that'd be much appreciated on there as well. And then, of course, as well, if you are interested in advertising with us, we've got plenty of advertising spots available. Make sure you contact Manta Sports Media at 606-207-3315. That way so that you can call us to get some information about advertising and everything, because we've got affordable rates, probably some of the cheapest in the area, and we like to try to keep it that way so we can get a lot of people involved in, that way so they can show their business can show their support here for local high school sports that we've got going on here as well. So we can see over here we've got the Lady Comets getting ready, getting lined up. They're going to be having player coaches this afternoon. Of course, Taylor Dixon, the main coach for the Lady Comets. And then, of course, over here as well, here is your alumni team that is going to be out there as well. And so we'll get a good shot of them. And like I said, didn't get a roster here today of both teams. And, of course, no numbers and everything else. But you can get a kind of a look there. Several familiar faces that you may have seen before. Of course, some of them may have gotten married since then, or a couple of them maybe just a couple years removed out there as well. So you got all comers on there. See Megan King down there, a player that I coached when I was coach here when I first started out teaching here at West Carter, and so glad to see her back on the court here today. Her sister out there as well, and then of course we see looks like Haley James from last year down there today, and trying to take a look and see who else we got down there. Looks like we got Amber Bates down there, and Peyton Stegall. So good collection for the original players or this year's team to go on. And so we can see that the high school team getting ready to get out there and roll on here. And with any of our sponsors and everything else that you see, of course, we got the image down there in the lower right-hand side. If you see them, tell them that the Manta sent you and that you've seen their advertisement on Manta Sports Media. That way, so you get a nice little time. Lets them know that their money's well spent and everything else. And do visit these places. Right now we've got all local businesses and everything else going on. Of course, we got political season coming up, so we got Eric Ross for Carter County Sheriff there. James Do It Best Hardware. Go down there and tell them that the Mantis sent you down that way, as well as Tyler's Pizza. Just had that for lunch today. Great pizza in the community. Callahan Excavating, they've done a great job, especially getting around and talking about keeping Olive from flooding during this time period as well. So they're going to announce the alumni players here. So we have Peyton Stegall. And Amber Bates. And Malia Airwood. And Brooke Duncan. Haley James, as we mentioned earlier. And Jennifer King. So we're going to get ready to roll on here. Of course, former coach Christy Tackett going to be coaching the alumni this year. So Alumni is going to start things off here this afternoon, or this evening, excuse me. Nice dig out there by Williams. She puts that one over and gets that one under the net. So that is going to be first point. There's going to be given to the Alumni. So the Alumni has a 1-0 lead to start out here in game number 1. Nicely dug out there from the back row, but West Carter couldn't get that one over. So the Alumni taking a 2-0 lead here in the early parts of set number 1. Williams gets that one over in the back, a little bit of bounce around and able to get that one over. Hicks, nice attack, but that was going to be dug out there by the Alumni. Puts it just over top the block, and so Alumni holding on to right now a 3-point lead here to start things off. Of course, definitely I can tell you as a coach and everything else during the time period, whenever your team faces another team that is not who you've been practicing with all the time, it gets a little bit tough because you spend a lot of time, learning your opponent's strategies. And that's going to be in there once again, so the Alumni up 4-0 here early on. It's going to be dug out by the players, and that one's going to go out of bounds. So the Alumni with a 5-point lead. I believe that was Buckler on the attack for West Carter. Of course, Amber Bates, when she played for West Carter, definitely did have a great serve. And nice attack there by the outside hitter for the Alumni, Malia Airwood. And looks like we're going to get a timeout taken here, so we'll take a brief timeout. We'll be back here momentarily here on the Mantis Sports Media Network.
At James Do It Best Hardware, we are not just another hardware store. We are your hometown improvement partners, offering personalized service to help you get the job done right the first time. We are also your local steel dealer. At James Do It Best Hardware, our people make the difference.
I love James Do It Best Hardware Store.
James Do It Best Hardware, 137 Scott Street in Olive Hill, Kentucky. We can dig it at Callahan Excavating. If you need drainage work, demolition work, mobile home lot preparation, pond cleaning, slip repairs, service line installation, parking lot or driveway work, or help with many other projects, contact Callahan Excavating at 606-225-0570. Callahan Excavating are proud supporters of local high school sports.
Alrighty, back here at West Carter once again, the Alumni picked up a point there in the break and had a nice stuff at the net there by Hicks. So the current players pick up their first point here of the game. And that's going to be in there for an ace for the current players. So the current players got down 7-0 before Hicks had a joust at the net and ended up winning that one for the Lady Comets. And now they're with back-to-back points. Hit over by Stegall. Buckner hits that one cross court. James sets that one up. But attacking error there. As over in Grayson, the third quarter just starting for East and Boyd. It's a 6-0 lead with the Raiders on top. As that one's going to sail out of bounds, so that's going to be Alumni point. And so we're going to see who's going to be back to the line now here for the Alumni. And it looks like it's going to be Malia Airwood. Of course, with some new faces on the high school team, we'll get to know them as we go through here the season. Gets that one popped up cross court. Buckner with the attack and gets that one to fall. So the current players cuts the lead down to 4. Looks like Lily Barnett checking in here for the Lady Comets. Or for the current players, I should say. And you got Mallory Hicks back to serve now for Wes Carter. Tipped over by the current players. James gets this one set up to Stegall. And a nice block there by the Lady Comets. Dugout going to try to set this one up to Barnett. She gets that one over. Dugout by the Alumni. Stegall puts that one in the back row. That one's popped up by Hicks. Buckner can't get to the ball there, and so that's going to be a point there for the Alumni. Of course, a name not on the roster that we've seen in years past, Jenna Jordan. That one's tacked over there by Lauren Nip. And that's going to be a point down for the Lady Comets. So 9-5 is your score. Of course, I believe I see Jordan on the front row across the way. And that's going to be an ace there for the Lady Comets. As I believe that's Tommy Shuddy back to serve now here for Wes Carter. Alumni's going to have to get over on this hit, and they are able to do that. Gives Wes Carter the free ball chance for an attack here. Good dig out there and good second play, but not enough there for the Alumni team. So it's 9-7 right now. So Wes Carter, the current players, starting to make a comeback here. Of course, varsity contests go to 25, best 2 out of 3. As that's going to be a net serve there for the Lady Comets. So the Alumni team is the first one to 10 as we see Megan King checking into the ball game now. And Haley James going to be back to serve here for the Alumni. Free ball over by Shuddy. King pops that one up. Gets it to Duncan over to Stegall. And nice cross court there that goes out of bounds. So that will be point Alumni. 11-7 your score. A little bit of a miscue there by the Lady Comets. That one pops back. Of course, definitely when you move up from middle school to high school, it is a different level of play that you do expect. And, of course, a lot of these Alumni players, usually you kind of think it may be a cakewalk for the current players. But the Alumni, of course, got a little bit more of the experience and not a whole lot extra on the age. And that's going to be a net violation there against the Lady Comets. Because a good portion of the team that we have down there is within, I would say, 5 years of graduating. That one's going to be popped up back to Hicks. Gets that put in the back row and catches Airwood off guard. And so that's going to be a kill there for Hicks. So Wes Carter, the current players, are up now to 8 points. So it's 13-8 the score. Williams going to be back in and the libero position for Wes Carter. And that's going to be an ace, a little bit of miscommunication there between Duncan and James. So first ace of the afternoon by either team. And nice little tip there. Barnett one-hands it back over. King puts that over top the block. Dug out there by Williams. Tipped over by the front row. And that one just not enough on that. Gives the Alumni the point there. Lauren Nip on the attack there for the Lady Comets. Brooke Duncan back once again. And that one's going to sail out of bounds, so Wes Carter catches a break there, gets into double digits, just trails the Alumni team here by 4. Lily Barnett back to serve here for the Lady Comets. That one's going to be set up to Stegall off the block. And that one, we'll give the assist to the net on that one, as that one went right in. Nip was right there. Had position to make a good play, but just kind of took a weird hop off the net. Dug out well there by Williams. Hicks on the attack. And just misses outside. And a little bit of a miscue, hits that one off the basketball goal, so the Alumni up 17-10 here, going later in the game number 1. Tipped over by Hicks. Airwood digs that one out. Stegall, nice placement, puts it off the hands of the defender. And so the Alumni is back up to an 8-point lead. Nicely dug out there by the back row by Shuddy. Jennifer King hits that one, but miscue there by the Lady Comets, and that's going to put the Alumni at 19 points. Dug out by King. Puts in the back row to Duncan. Tries to go to the back shelf there, and that's going to be just long. So Shetty's going to come out. Buckner's going to come in. 19-11 is your score. Looks like Lauren Nip back to serve here for the Lady Comets. Airwood on the attack. Goes long there. So the current player is able to put back-to-back on the scoreboard here. Cuts the lead now down to 7. Jennifer King on the attack, dug out there by Williams. Gets it over to Buckner. Jennifer King puts it over top the block. Nicely dug out there by the Lady Comets. Able to keep it in play. Stegall with a nice back row attack. Buckner tries to go line side. As that one just not enough to get over, so Wes Carter putting 3 in a row, keeping the Alumni out of the 20 column. And that's going to be a miss hit there by Airwood. So the Alumni team giving up some ground, did lead by 8. Now leading here by 5. And that's going to be a stuff there at the net. I believe that was Hicks. So Wes Carter now 4 points behind the Alumni. And miscue there from the back row. So the Lady Comets, the current Lady Comets, trailing by 3 points. Of course, if you've taken a look at Taylor Dixon, or Coach Dixon, you might say she looks pretty familiar to someone else, and her sister actually is Faith Kahn, the Lady Comets basketball coach. As that's going to be in the back shelf there for the Alumni. So they finally break into that 20 column, so 5 points away here from a victory. And, of course, if you're a basketball fan, you probably know the Coach Kahn that's up on the stand. is the KCU women's head coach. So it's kind of a family affair here at West Carter, at least here tonight. Nice little tip there to get that one over by the current players. Cuts the lead down to 2. And that's going to sail just long, so the Alumni catches a break there. We'll see if they can be able to capitalize on this. Looks like Airwood's going to be back to serve here for the Alumni. Dug out there by the back row. Sets it up to Hicks. Gets that one over to the back shelf. Alumni able to dig that one out. Duncan puts it in the middle of the court. Dug out there by the current players. And puts that one right in the hands of Airwood there and out of bounds after the contact. So current players not going down without a fight here today. Hicks back to serve here for the Lady Comets. Duncan hits that one to the back row. Lady Comets able to get it. Push over by the front middle, and the Alumni not able to handle it, so it's now a 1-point game. So these current players starting to regroup here. Had a little bit of a slow start, but starting to come together there. As that one not enough to make it to the net, and we are tied up here at 21 apiece. James sets this one up to Stegall. Puts that one in. That's going to be stopped there by the West Comet secondary. Duncan gets it over top the block and gets the point there for the Alumni. So what was a battle to 4 is now a battle to 3. Of course, remember, you do have to win by 2 points to continue on. That one's going to sail just wide there, so the Alumni 2 points away from picking up a victory here in set number 1. That's going to go out of bounds, catches a break there for West Carter. As Tommy Shuddy coming in. Puts that one to the back shelf there. So we're back at a tie ball game right here, 23 apiece. Tipped over there by the Alumni. Set up to Barnett and puts that one back shelf there to Bates. And so the current players are now in the driver's seat as they are 1 point away here from a victory. And tough break there as that one sails out of bounds. So we're going to go into some extra volleyball here in set number 1 as Haley James going to see if she can try to close this out for the Alumni. Pushed over. And that's going to be out of bounds. No touch, so I believe that's Williams now in the back row. Trying to close things out here, 25-24. as that sails just long, and so the Current Players picks up a victory there in game number 1. They win 26-24, and so we'll take a brief break here on the Manta Sports Media Network. If you're looking for the best pizza in Carter County, look no further than Tyler's Pizza. Voted best pizza in Carter County for 5 years in a row. Also be sure to check out our daily lunch specials, salads, subs, sandwiches, dinners, sides, desserts, and our world-famous Thai Zone. Tyler's Pizza, 120 Cross Street, Olive Hill, Kentucky. Phone number 606-286-4583. Tyler's Pizza is a proud supporter of local high school sports.
With winter around the corner, it's time to tame or to remove those trees that could damage your property and cost you thousands of dollars in repairs. Don't wait until it's too late. Call the tree experts at Orcutt's Tree Service and Stump Removal at 606-356-8850 to schedule your free estimate. Orcutt's Tree Service and Stump Removal in Olive Hill, Kentucky are proud sponsors of local high school sports.
As time goes by, don't forget to capture the moments that will create memories that will last a lifetime with Eastern Wing Photography. No matter the occasion, we have you covered. If you need family portraits, engagement photos, prom pictures, senior photos, sports photos, baby pictures, and wedding photos, we are ready to work for you. You can find us online on Facebook or contact us at 606-286-0991 or at easternwingphotography@yahoo.com to schedule a photo session. In the upcoming election, vote Eric Ross for Carter County Sheriff. Eric is an experienced police officer and a dedicated family man. With a 10-point plan, he will work to unite Carter County, increase community involvement, and improve the function and availability of the Sheriff's Department. With your support, we can make Carter County stronger together and a better place to live. Vote for Eric Ross for Carter County Sheriff. Paid for by candidate. And back here at West Carter, we've got a possible future comment or maybe a future Raider out there on the floor right now. As teams set back out once again here going into game number 2. Of course, as we said, they're in the third quarter over at Grayson. 6-0 was the score. No updates just yet recently on that. As the Alumni pushes that one back over. One-handed tipped up there by Stegall. Gets it over to Duncan. Tipped at the net. Nice play there by the back row of West Carter to keep that alive. And that's going to be in there for point number 1. I believe that was Danica Barker on the kill there for the Lady Comets. Of course, at my advanced age, or getting more advanced age, eyesight's not as what it used to be. Of course, a lot of times these players, they change their looks from middle school to high school. So that was a net serve there, so service error by the Lady Comets, and so that's going to give the Alumni team their first point. And so that'll be a service error there by the Alumni team. Jennifer King on the serve there. Looks like Lillian Barnett coming into the front row for the Lady Comets, and Danica Barker on the back row serving for the Current Players. Nice dig out there by Barker. It's going to be free ball over. We'll see if the Alumni can do something with this. Airwood gets that one over. Pushed back over by the Current team. Airwood goes deep on that, and she They're going to call that out of bounds. And that'll be into the net there for the Alumni team. So popped up, set up. I believe that was Duncan, hit that one over for the Alumni. Buckner on the attack and gets that in the back shelf. So 5-1. Almost kind of a change of story from the first game. King pops that one up, gets it to James. James over to Stegall. And puts that in the back row. Wes Carter not able to handle that one, so the Alumni picks up their second point here of the game. 5-2 is your score with Brooke Duncan back to serve here for the Alumni team. And that one's going to sail just wide. Misses on the outside, so the current team takes a 6-2 lead here in set number 2. And I believe that's Buckner back to serve now. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that is Jenkins getting ready to come in. Puts it there in the back row once again. So Wes Carter, the current team, up now 7-2. Popped up there, up to toward the front. Stegall hits that one over for the Alumni. I believe Jenkins tries to get the attack there. As it looks like they're just starting the fourth quarter over in Grayson. And that's going to be a point there for the Alumni team. Haley James on the serve. Gets it over to Jenkins, who puts it in the back row. Nice tip there. As Stevens tried to tip it back, but gets it now here. And they've got 7-5 on the scoreboard, so that is what we will have as well. And that's going to sail just wide, so this Alumni team starting to come back up a little bit here. Trails by 1, 7-6. Popped up by the back row. Tack over by Stevens. And that's going to sail just wide, so we're tied up here at 7 apiece. The Alumni and the current players. Nice dug out there by Buckner. Jenkins hits that one over. And a little miscommunication there gives the current players an 8-7 lead. We'll keep it here for just a few more minutes, and then we're going to have to break and head across county to the EKC grid as they're starting into the fourth quarter now of the East Carter versus Boyd County game. And that's going to be in there. Ties up things again here at 8 apiece. Megan King back to serve now here for the Alumni. Going to let that one drop. Pick up the reserve. That's going to sail out of bounds, so the Alumni picking up the point there. So 9-8 your score. Getting closer toward the midway point of this game. So we'll keep it here till about 7:45, and then we got to cross town for game number 2 today that we have a different sport. As that one's going to go toward the Alumni way, so 10-8 score there. Buckner on the attack. That's going to sail just wide, so the Alumni starting with a roll here. That's going to be net serve, not tie things up, but gets Wes Carter the point, so 11-9 here. Current team still trailing. Stegall puts that in the back shelf and gets that one in. And so they're going to give that to the Alumni. So that's going to finish us off here, as there's about 10 minutes left to go in the fourth quarter there for the East Boyd County game. So we've got to make our way toward Grayson here for game number 2. Thank you for tuning in here to Manta Sports Media, and we will definitely give you some full coverage of volleyball coming up here this season, as of course week 1 getting ready to start up next week as school starting in Carter County schools at well. So this is Jeff the Mantis Irwin. Thank you for tuning in here today. Good night and God bless you all, and we will see you all again here shortly over in Grayson for some EKC football between the Comets and the Bulldogs. Good night and God bless you, and we'll see you all here just a little bit on the Manta Sports Media Network.